I'm going to share with you what has become easily my favorite selection technique. It doesn't work in every single situation where I need to create a selection, but it works a surprisingly large percentage of the time. All it takes is to have a little bit of color difference between the area you want to select and the area that you don't want to select, and this technique works great. And it's based on creating a selection from one of the channels that comprise your overall image. As I'm sure you're aware, in Photoshop we're generally working with RGB images, which means we have a red, a green, and a blue channel for each image, defining the amounts of red, green, and blue light for each pixel. We can use those channels as the basis of a selection. Let's take a look at the channels here to see which one might create a good selection for us. I'll click on the red channel first so that we can see only the red channel, and you can see clearly if I want to create a selection of this daffodil and its stem, this channel is not going to work very well at all. We don't have much contrast at all between the flower and the sky. The green channel has a little bit more contrast, but not enough overall. We have a little bit more separation with the petals, but still not good enough, I would say. The blue channel, however, has very good contrast. Not perfect contrast. In this case, I really want to create a channel that has absolutely black and white with no shades of gray. So the blue channel isn't perfect, but it's a very, very good starting point. To make the blue channel perfect, I need to enhance contrast rather significantly, but I don't want to work directly on my blue channel because that would alter the color in the photo. Instead, I'm going to make a copy of my blue channel. So I'll click on the thumbnail for the blue channel and drag it down to the Create New Channel button, the blank sheet of paper icon at the bottom of the Channels panel. When I release the mouse there, you'll see that I get a blue copy. And this is what's called an alpha channel. It's an extra channel, essentially, any channel other than the red, green, or blue channels that define the color for all the pixels in the image. So this blue copy I can work with as much as I want without causing any harm to the overall image. I'll go ahead and choose Image, Adjustments, and then Levels from the menu so that I can apply a levels adjustment to enhance contrast for this blue copy channel. I'll bring the white point inward so that, in this case, the sky gets brightened all the way to white, and I'll bring the black point inward so that the daffodil gets completely black. I can fine-tune as needed, but what I'm really trying to accomplish here is to compress those black and white points all the way in as close as they can get to each other in order to ensure maximum contrast. That looks to be pretty good. I'll go ahead and click the OK button, and you can see now I have a very strong silhouette in my blue copy channel. Now all I need to do is create a selection based on that channel, so at the bottom of the Channels panel, I'll click on the Load Channel as Selection button, that dashed circle icon. That will create a selection where white is selected, black is deselected, and any shades of gray are partially selected. I'll go ahead and click on the thumbnail for the RGB channel now, and that will take me back to the full color image. I can now go back to my Layers panel and, for example, apply an adjustment. In this case, though, that would be an adjustment that affects the sky only because at the moment I have the sky selected, not the flower. But I can very quickly fix that by simply choosing Select Inverse from the menu, and now I have a great selection of that daffodil with very little effort. So anytime you think a selection might be a little bit of a challenge, it's worth exploring this technique of using a channel as the basis of a selection. As long as there's just a little bit of color difference between the area you want to select and the rest of the image, there's a good chance this technique will prove very, very helpful.